Oi, welcome to Ohsheet Games. We're back playing Broken Sword Reforged. Alright, we're going on to part 3 of the gameplay, so if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, go back and have a look. But, not going to waste any more time here, we're going to get in. Let's continue. That wasn't it. Wait! Right, okay. So if I remember correctly, we've got to get that key. That's the only thing I can think of is getting that key. Sound. Right, let's go back in, let's have a nosy. Right, can I ask anyone anything about that key? Or distraction or something?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Wow, that was loud in my ears. Turn that down a bit. Aha, key.
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
The Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
No, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
It's next to the room the killer is using.
Ah, so you plan to eavesdrop on Merlin?
I was hoping there might be a connecting door.
I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick.
Oh, nice.
I say, you there, flunky?
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Oh, right, get it. Get it before he comes back. Go. Sweet! Right, okay. Let's see if we can get into that room now. Lady Paramount. My true lady. My true idol. Which one was it? Was it that one?
The door was locked.
Oh no. Okay. Oh yeah, I gotta use the key, haven't I? Right, go, go.
It wasn't the right key for the door.
Ah! Oh, it's that one. Okay. I knew that. See it right there, 21 is on the screen. It's me pointing like you can see.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Oh, yeah, that's the killer's key. So it was right, but it's the wrong key for the... bleh, you know what I mean. Okay. What's in here?
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Okay. Ooh.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Yeah. Okay. Window. Okay, don't fall down. Alright, go. Oh, bird's eggs. What are we meant to be looking
The
for?
assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating evidence beside his bed.
What about under the bed?
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the killer's habits.
Oh, briefcase. I didn't see that.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Hmm.
There was nothing in the pockets of the pants.
Ah.
The interior of the closet was large enough for me to climb right in.
I take it that's foreshadowing. Okay, let's have another look at that briefcase.
It was the battered leather briefcase I'd seen Plantar carrying just before he died. The bed was several times larger than the narrow cot I'd been given at the place I was staying.
Uh-oh.
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would usually send me running to the bathroom.
Huh. Okay, let's have a look at his pants then.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found two items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Okay.
It was the card I'd found in the hotel bedroom. It read, Thomas.
That. Can we go? Pretty sure there's nothing else in here. I'll tell you what, use the phone. Let's ring Nicole.
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Really? Is there a number on these?
The matchbook bore a pattern of swirling color and the words Club Alamut.
Wait, I can't walk out the front door, can I? Those gangsters have grabbed me again.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Alright. What do you know about this?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces.
Okay.
I found this matchbook in Merlin's bedroom.
It came from the Club Alamut. It might be useful to find out if that club is in Paris, George.
Yeah.
I have to go, ma'am.
Do I risk it? Yeah, let's risk it. Ugh.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
Okay. Not too bad then. Clearly I'm holding nothing important. What's this again? I can't remember. Ah, yeah. Right, that's the police station. That. That's just back at the beginning, where the bombing happened. Yeah. Don't need to be it. Let's knock on this door a minute.
Hi there. Remember me?
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the sewer, of course.
I'm, sifting through the evidence.
Rather you than me, monsieur. That reminds me, someone's been impersonating you. Came sniffing around just after you gone. Bold as brass. He tried to tell me he was a policeman. Inspector Rousseau, he claimed. I didn't tell him I'd been talking to you, not hours before.
Thank goodness. Impersonating a police officer is a serious offense. A man with so little respect for the law must be desperate.
Yes, my father used to say, desperation opens the door to the devil. He was always coming out with things like that. Stupid man. So, when you are not exploring sewers, what do you do?
I take a lot of showers.
Oh, very good, monsieur. A policeman with a sense of humor.
This will be okay.
Shake my hand. Go on, shake it.
You're joking, aren't you? Nothing personal, but you've been mucking about down this sewer.
Okay.
Does the name Merlin or Gruber Electronics mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Hey.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
I can't say I do, monsieur.
Oh, you would have wasted time then.
I have to be going.
Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
Hi.
You're the guy who gave me the tip, aren't you?
Huh?
The racehorse. Salahuddin.
Oh. Yeah, but
I put every franc I had on that horse.
listen,
My lifetime savings. Next month's rent. Everything.
Oh, God.
She won by 3 lengths. I'm a rich man.
Call me Lucky George, the punter's friend. So how come you're still here?
Ah, I'm not going to let my newfound wealth change me, not one bit. I bought this hole, fittings and all. Now I can come and go as I please. No more clocking on or completion schedules. No foreman breathing down my neck. Thanks to you, I've found paradise.
I'm getting a mushy feeling in my chest. But not half as mushy as your head.
What do you want now?
A clown?
Listen, I have to find that clown. He's a killer.
Why would I want to help the cops?
Community spirit. Together we can combat crime and stuff.
How do you know this guy's a killer? Did you see him in action?
Didn't you hear the explosion? The cafe was blown up.
The clown killed the old man?
That's right. Blew him up with a bomb concealed in his squeeze box.
Merde. But why did he go to the bother of dressing up like a clown?
Who can unravel the tangled logic of a killer's mind? I guess it's some deep-seated psychological need. Or just plain showmanship.
Okay. Do you know about this place?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Oh god, okay. Well, one of these two items has got to be helpful from someone.
I gotta go.
Don't let me keep you.
Ah! Oh. Oh. Okay. There's nothing interesting down here then. I'm not going back down the sewer. I don't see any point. Ah! I'll show it to Nicole. On the collage. Oh, how have you pronounced the name properly? Assuming that means that's the right thing I'm supposed to do. I think, I'm guessing.
What do you think I should do next?
Oh yeah.
I think you should look for clues at the hotel.
I guess so.
I did!
I found this matchbook in the killer's hotel room. It's from the Club Alamut.
Never heard of it. Is there anything written inside it?
Oh.
No, what were you expecting?
If this was a movie, there'd be a clue. A name or an address. That's no use. There aren't even any matches in it.
Oh well, I'll keep it as a souvenir.
Okay.
I found this in the killer's room.
What is it? A credit card?
ID, Thomas Merlin, of the Gruber Electronics Corporation.
Never heard of him or the company.
He's a wizard. Okay. I'm gonna have to go back
See
to
you
the notes.
later.
Where are you going now?
I could go back to the Hotel Ubu, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever those two thugs are after must be important.
Okay. So I gotta speak to Flap, Clap, whatever the names were. Hotel Ubu. Alright, let's have a nosy.
Hey, Shorty. I didn't think much of your trick, little man. I don't know what you're looking for, but you picked on the wrong guy. Maybe you'll spread the word around the sewers. George Stobart is on the case. That's Stobart. 2 B's and 2 T's. It sounded impressive to me, but the weasel didn't seem to share my enthusiasm. Still, I figured he'd think twice before gunning me down in the street in cold blood.
I do not like your tone.
Oh, yeah? And what are you gonna do about it?
If you do not go away, I will gun you down in cold blood, right here in the street, without thinking twice about it.
Okay.
Do you know a guy called Merlin?
No,
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
it is just a matchbook. Why should I recognize?
Ah.
Will you shake my hand?
Are you joking? Who knows where it has been?
Forget it.
Okay. Flap. That was it. What was his name?
Excuse me.
Yeah?
It's no good pretending you don't understand me.
For the last time, get lost.
Oh, yeah? And what if I don't? What if I call the cops?
First, I break your arms at the elbows and wrists. Then, when you recover consciousness, I break your fingers.
There's just one flaw in your plans, Ape-Man.
What's that?
It's broad daylight. I don't think even you would assault me on a busy street. Of course, this tranquil square at the end of a cul-de-sac. This isolated corner of Paris that hasn't seen a street sweeper's brush since VE Day. This would be just about perfect for a mugging. Pardon me, I'm about to get very lost.
Get lost, creep.
Oh. Pardon? Right. Okay, where am I going? Thank you. I don't know. Where are we going? Who do I need to speak to? What do I need to do? Let's go back in. Let's have a nosy. Right, what's he got to say?
Hello again. Does the name on this matchbook mean anything to you?
Indeed, it does.
Ugh.
For Alamut was the home of the old man of the mountains. You do not know him?
No, I don't. Do you recognize this card?
No, I do not.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
Did they ask the woman about that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, didn't I? Alright, what about this guy over here? How do we get up? Come on. Oh, wait, I can look at the book.
What now, monsieur?
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
Oh dear.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe. I can live with that.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Right, well, look at that.
There was no one registered under the name of Khan. but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin. It was the register of guests staying at the hotel.
Alright, where's this safe? Well, clearly I need to get into it, don't I? Alright, there's gotta be something
The
to do
figure of a sexless youth was frozen in mid-skip with a silly grin on its stone lips.
Right? There's gotta be something about this statue. I don't know.
In the ornate booth was the most elegant public telephone I'd ever seen.
Let's go back to that room. Did I forget something? Did I miss something?
The door was locked.
No, you don't.
The door was locked.
What? Okay.
If I wanted my shins sticking out of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobart didn't raise no suicidal fools, though.
What? I didn't actually need to jump. I wanted the eggs. Oh, whoa.
If I wanted my shins sticking out
Oh.
of my shoulders, I could have jumped. Mama Stobart didn't raise no...
Yeah, I get it.
The cobbles of the alleyway looked very distant and very hard.
Okay, let's check this briefcase again.
I searched the interior of the briefcase, but as I'd half expected, it was empty.
Okay. Yeah, I'm stumped. Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm clicking it. Okay. Haven't just said escape through the sewers, George. Okay. Looking for the clues, the stolen briefcase, George found a way to search Glenn's hotel room. Nearly caught when the killer returned to change his clothes. Hence. Khan left something in the hotel safe, but the clerk won't give it to me. I know that. He might respond to another earful. Oh. So I'm to get the ladies to have another go at him. That's what I'm thinking.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I got the key. Thanks for your help, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. The wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hemel Hempstead. That was Until last night.
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Sturbart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers. He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
What? Okay, so
I have to go, ma'am.
Earful. Might be persuaded to open the safe after an earful. Okay, where's the safe? I never see a safe anyway.
What now, monsieur?
Okay.
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubu.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little hook to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especiellement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
What? Oh, yeah. Oh.
Did I show you this photograph?
Yes, you did, monsieur.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Hence it is. Oh yeah, we got this. Okay. The clerk left something in a hotel safe, but the clerk won't give it to me. He might respond to another earful. Earful. From who? Alright, 7 seconds. So we get another one. Done that already, haven't I? Show the ID cards at Lady Paramount. Okay. Swear I've done that.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Would you like to keep Merlin's pass as a memento?
No, darling. My broken heart is reminder enough.
I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers, but he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George.
Here we go. I could have sworn I've already showed her that though.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thanks.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Okay.
It was the ancient manuscript which Khan had stolen from Plantar.
Ah! Right, okay. So, now I'm thinking... Well, every time I leave... I'm pretty sure I can't walk out the door with this now. So I'm guessing... Yeah, I'm going upstairs. And I bet you're going to be able to throw it out the window. I'm going to have to do this key open the door thing again. Go.
I knew this was no way to treat an ancient manuscript, but I couldn't let it fall into the hands of the goons waiting outside.
Yep, I remember. Time to go. Jenny Bear. Love this game. Brilliant. I smell a poop. Do I? The animations and all that working. Seems awfully quiet. Steam overlays for your next Royale. I don't even know what that is. Alright, let's go out. Yeah, here we go.
Hold it right there. Search him again, Flap.
Nothing, Guido.
Okay, let him go.
If the manuscript was what Flap and Guido were after, they were going to be disappointed. I couldn't wait to get back to Nico's apartment and check it out. You're just not going to believe what I found.
It's not another part of the clown's costume, is it?
It's a medieval manuscript. Khan left it in the safe at the U-Boot.
It's incredible. Is this what he took from Plantark?
It could be, which means it's worth enough to kill for.
Look there, 2 guys on the same horse.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they couldn't afford one each. What of it?
Have you ever heard of the Knights Templar? Their official seal was an image of 2 knights sharing a horse. Whatever this manuscript means, it's connected with the Templars.
How come you know about these knights?
I learned about them while writing an article on the Crusades. This guy, named Hughes de Payen, arrived one day at the court of King of Jerusalem. He offered to protect the Christian pilgrims from the displaced Muslim armies. The king would be able to guarantee safe transit to Christians in the Holy Land. Safer journeys meant more pilgrims, and pilgrims meant trade and wealth. The Templars proved invaluable to the king as a mercenary army. It was said that they never asked how many the enemy numbered, just where they were. And as the years went by, the Templars grew in wealth and numbers. They were so rich, even kings came to them for loans. But at the height of their power, they fell foul of the King of France. He rounded them up and turned them over to the Inquisition. Thousands of Templars were subject to torture and confessed to heresy. Of course, at the hands of the Inquisition, there wasn't much they wouldn't confess to. The last Grand Master Jacques de Molay was burned alive. But the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found.
Jeez. So the treasure is hidden, waiting to be discovered?
If there ever was a treasure, it's been lost for 600 years. Anyway, we're supposed to be investigating a serial killer, not a medieval treasure trove.
Maybe that's what the clown and his accomplices are after. Maybe this manuscript is the key.
You'd better leave it here for safekeeping. Think about it, Josh. One guy's already died for it, as you said yourself. Besides, that parchment is fragile.
Okay, I'm convinced. You keep hold of it. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
But okay.
Let's face it, we need help, George. Someone who knows about these things.
Who do you suggest? Indiana Jones?
I know a guy who specializes in medieval studies. His name is Lobino.
Huh. Some stuffy old fossil who gets horny over ancient relics, I suppose.
So worried. Andre isn't the stereotypical professor you have in mind.
Where can I find this Lobino guy?
At the Krone Museum. I'll give you the address.
Okie dokie. Alright, what we got here?
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
She reminds me of the Wicked Queen in Snow White.
She was the one who said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall," wasn't she? She made me cry so much when I was a kid. Mom carried me out of the movie theater.
She didn't frighten me in the least.
Like I said, I was only a kid. I didn't like the crocodile in Peter Pan either. A knight with a crystal ball. And there's something written on the scroll beside the knight.
Yes, but it's written in Latin. Per disciplinum mea lux videbis.
By my teachings, you will see the light.
You speak Latin? Where did you learn a trick like that?
A trick? I studied law, okay? I can read Latin.
My, you're touchy. Tell me that again.
Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a guy working on a loom. He's weaving a carpet or a tapestry.
Or a duvet cover. It's a clue to a place, I reckon. Somewhere famed for weaving and ships.
Where folk live in barrels?
It beats copper boxes.
A bed shop.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull.
The only mythological bull I know of is the Minotaur, but he was only half bull.
I don't think I'd like to be half a bull, even if it was the bottom half.
What's that object between them?
It looks like a gem on top of a tripod.
Okay. And my key's gone.
Maybe I'll check out the Kroon Museum.
I'm sure you'll find it useful, George.
Yes. Right, where are you? June. Let's go. Bushes. What's with the bushes?
A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me. Access to the side and rear of the museum building was blocked by a dense clump of bushes.
Alright. Oh. Oh, that looks like that tripod thing. It was on the manuscript.
The statue didn't deserve to be mauled by a Philistine like me.
Oh, handle? What's this for?
Attention! Please do not open the window, monsieur.
Don't you think it's kind of stuffy in here?
Better stuffy than dead.
What's the problem? Fumes from car exhausts?
Not just that, monsieur. There's a new burger bar opened up across the street. The Laughing Buffalo.
So what's the problem?
They cook their burgers on a charcoal grill, and the fat falls on the open flames. The amount of organic compound and smoke particles released is astounding. Since they opened, local air pollution has doubled, and it stinks like a funeral pyre. That is why I keep the windows closed.
Okay.
I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked. I tried to raise the glass cover of the case, but it didn't budge.
Hmm.
I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked. There was nothing in the urn. In the case was a spindly tripod, blackened with age and pitted with rust. It was identical to the tripod pictured on the manuscript. A notice identified it as 15th century from Western Ireland. It had been found in Loch Marne at the site of a Knights Templar preceptory. Ireland!
What's that?
This tripod was found in Ireland.
I will have to ask you to keep your voice down.
I'm sorry, I was excited.
I'm taking a go to Ireland at some point.
Watch out! You'll have that down on top of us!
Ah!
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum. Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
What was it?
Closet? It's a sarcophagus. It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Oh, there's one there. Right when I walked in.
I tried to sneak my hand inside while the guard wasn't looking, but the case was locked. The attendant had an air of self-importance and the kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink. Pardon me,
Oui, monsieur?
are you Lobineau?
Oh, no. Fancy you mistaking me for him. No. I am the deputy custodian.
But Lobineau does work here.
Work? I wouldn't go so far as to call it that. He studies here most days, but as you can see for yourself, not today.
Okay.
Can you give me any further information about the tripod?
Certainly, monsieur. It's infamous. That tripod, that belonged to John Dee.
That it?
What's the importance of John Dee's tripod?
Dee was the most famous escapologist of the 16th century, the Houdini of his time.
Don't you mean alchemist? Escapologists use ropes, chains, and handcuffs, not tripods.
But whatever he was, that is the tripod he used in his experiments.
What kind of experiments did John Dee perform with his tripod?
Oh, the usual. Didn't you study chemistry at school?
Yeah, but we skipped over thaumatology.
Mhm.
Can I take a closer look at the tripod?
What? Get it out of the case? Ah, no! That tripod is protected by a sophisticated surveillance system.
How sophisticated?
A painfully loud alarm bell.
Hmm.
How is the alarm bell triggered?
By the slightest pressure on or movement of any part of the case wherein that tripod is situated.
It strikes me that to call your alarm system sophisticated is, well, stretching the truth a little.
It has never failed yet. The sophistication is in its simplicity.
Do I need the tripod?
Do you know anything about the Knights of the Temple?
No, sir. Not a sausage.
Not a sausage.
The sign on the tripod says it was found at a Templar preceptory.
It does?
Yeah, it doesn't mention John Dee at all.
Most remiss.
You don't know anything about the tripod, do you?
No, I don't. I never had much of a start in life, you see. I owe what little education I gained to my uncle. He was an optician, but he also doubled as the village school teacher. He taught me the alphabet. Wait, 19 letters of it. The bottom row of the chart was too small even for him to read, so he left them out.
Why don't you start over and enroll for adult education?
You know, I never thought of that. Do you see? If I studied art and did all my homework, I could be a professor of history.
At your age? Dream on.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about medieval manuscripts?
Not me, monsieur. I am no scholar, though people often mistake me for one. It is the uniform, I guess. They see the clothes. They are impressed.
And they ask you to park their cars?
They ask me to park the... No, no, no. They assume I am an authority on the exhibits in my care.
Whereas you know next to nothing about history.
Of course not. All I am saying is, I am no scholar, not like Monsieur Lobineau.
What can you tell me about the collection of coins?
A rare example of silver coinage from the reign of Philippe le Bel. That little old lay buried for centuries in a field on the outskirts of Paris. They're unique. Nothing like them has been found anywhere else in Europe.
Is that true or has he just made that up?
Who was Philippe le Bel?
You don't know? Philippe IV, the King of France.
Wasn't he the guy who wiped out the Knights Templar?
I have no idea, monsieur. All I know is he was King of France. I don't even know why he was called Philippe le Bel.
Because his mum named him that. Taking a guess.
What can you tell me about the collection of pottery?
Those are remains of pots used by the original inhabitants of Paris. The Paris pot people.
When did they move out?
15,000 years ago, monsieur. vanished in the mists of time. Didn't even have time to pack up their pots.
I thought the original inhabitants of Paris were a tribe known as the Parisi.
That is right, monsieur. Renowned for their pots. You see, in those days, people didn't have much in the way of possessions. A few flints, some animal skins, maybe the odd bone or two. Naturally, when the Parisi came along with their pots, why, everybody wanted one.
I guess they must have caused a kind of consumer frenzy.
Yeah, oui, they connect the market, cleaned up.
You don't know the first thing about those pots, do you?
No, monsieur.
I didn't think so. Hey, shake my hand.
Would you like to shake my hand?
But not while I'm on duty, monsieur.
Oh my god.
Do you recognize this ID pass?
No.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Oh no, I don't frequent places like that.
Oh.
Thanks for your help.
Okay, well, there's a few options here. Well, need to get him out the building. I don't know what would get him out of the building. But I'm assuming opening the windows. Because he doesn't like the smell, that'll probably get him out. And then hiding that. Okay, so trying to think. What's my options here? Okay. Oh, he's not. Oh no, he's just turned straight
Don't
around.
open it. Remember the burning cattle.
Hmm.
A metal rod attached to the wall was connected to the window. High above me was a window.
Okay, just done something.
The attendant had an air of self-importance.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, because I can't get that. Oh, why did you say that? Let's have a look. There was a big bush in the way.
The tripod was definitely the one on the manuscript. The Templar connection confirmed it. I was tempted to go to Ireland to check it out.
Okay, going up. Yeah.
A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me.
Oh, there's another window.
I considered smashing my fist through the pane, wrenching open the window, and vaulting triumphantly into the building. Then I thought, no, that's dumb. Besides, I might get hurt.
Really? I can't get down the side of there.
Access to the side and rear of the museum building was blocked by a dense clump of bushes.
No, go back in. Alright, so definitely need to open that window. Oh, what's this? What's this?
The totem pole looked distinctly out of place in the setting of the museum.
Let's do that again.
Watch out! You have that down on top of us!
Ah!
Watch out! You
Is it when he's not looking? Nope, he's
watch
looking.
out!
How did I move it then?
The totem pole looked distinctly out of...
Hmm. How did I move it? Oh. Okay. I like it. The wobble that when he's not looking.
Watch!
Hmm. Stumped. Wait. If I can move that when he's not looking, what about there?
Don't even think of you'll be suffocated.
I always wondered how it felt to be a mummy.
Hmm. Right, wait for him to get back to that door again. Yeah, man.
Do you have a fetish about closets, monsieur?
I just love the smell of mothballs, I guess. It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Oh, what about that? I don't think he's going to want to touch that, is he? Can't help but try. Did you wait for him? There we go.
Touching an object as rare and beautiful as that would have been the act of a barbarian.
Ah! Will the handle still work if it's at the door? Yes.
The rod turned smoothly, and the window above me opened.
Okay, now what? That looks kind of funny then from this angle. Right, do it again. Ah,
Don't open.
nope. I have to go back. Oh, right. If he's gonna go over there, I'm gonna run him back into that sarcophagus. Go away. Yes.
This is ridiculous. I could be here for hours.
Ah! Okay. What about that then? Let's do it again. Uh-oh. No, go there. Okay, now he's at the door. Move, move. He's coming straight over. Move. No, 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 no.
Watch out!
What? I don't think it's on that right. I'll do it again. Same with that. Oh, no, he's gone. Okay. You get over here. Yep, go.
Watch out! You would have that down on top of us!
Oh, okay. Stumped.
Watch out!
I'll wait for him to get back to the door again. Maybe something to do with that. Yep, you have to do it. Who might share this exact discovery with? Who am I going to share it with? Okay, let's go. Where do I gotta go? Go where? Share it to who? Can't be. I can't go back to. No, what? We're going back to the hotel. Clearly not. Not if they're outside still. Oh, you can't go back to the hotel anyway. Please. Airport? Didn't see that. Can I really go?
Several hours later, I arrived in Ireland, the Emerald Isle. I'd been lucky to get a bus from Dublin to the tiny village of Lochmarn. On the way out, the driver told me there was only one service a day.
Oh, we're in Ireland. I was going to leave it there. Yeah, just make sure you're subscribed if you're not, and stick around for future parts of this gameplay. And yeah, Catch you in a bit.